Hi everyone, today we are going to start with chapter 2b numericals. So our first question is, I think the board is clear to you. I again repeat, please keep your mobiles in a landscape way, like this way. Okay. So the first question is, two bodies of equal masses are placed at a height h and 2h. Find the ratio of their gravitational potential energies. We are asked to compare the ratio of gravitational potential energy. So the gravitational potential energy or the potential energy formula is mgh. We have two masses A and B. So the first body A, the potential energy will be mgh, and for the second body B, it is mgh. Now we are going to substitute. It's given in the question. Same mass. Two bodies have the same mass. So I wrote here both m and n. And gravity acting on every body will be a constant. So the G also is a constant. But here it is given the height. Height is different, that is h and 2h. So here I wrote h, 2h. Now you know to cancel. LHS is equal to RHS. M and M get cancelled. G and G get cancelled. Now the remaining is 1h. H means our 1h is to 2h. Now we got the ratio, it is 1:2. So the gravitational potential energy, ratio of gravitational potential energy of two bodies is 1:2. Okay. So the second question is, find the gravitational potential energy. Here you are asked to find gravitational potential energy, that is mgh, of 1 kg mass. Mass is given 1 kg, kept at a height 5 meter. Height h is equal to 5 meter above the ground if g is equal to 10. So it's direct question. Mass, height and gravity is given. Directly substitute the values. P is equal to mgh. Potential energy is mgh. 1 into 5 into 10, you will get 50 joule. Okay. So this is simple application. Now question number 3. A box of weight 150 kgf has a gravitational potential energy stored in it equal to 14,700 joule. Find the height of the box above the ground. And here G is given 9.8. So actual value of G, acceleration due to gravity, is 9.8. But if in the question it is given, you are free to take 10, then you can substitute the value as G is 10. But if it is specified, you should take G is equal to 9.8. So here we can see the question. Mass is given 150 kgf. And this kgf, it is a confusing question. Here it is written a box of weight 150 kgf. Weight. But don't misunderstand, it is not the weight. It is mass itself, because you can identify whether it is weight or mass from its SI unit. Kgf is not the SI unit of weight. SI unit of weight is Newton. But here it is given kgf. Kg and kgf are the SI units of mass. So if you want, you may write 150 kgf means 150 kg. And gravity is given 9.8. Potential energy is already given 14,700 joule. So here potential energy is equal to mgh. You are asked to find the height. H is equal to, just cross multiply, you will get Pe by mg. Substitute 14,700 by 150 into 9.8. When you just calculate it, you will get the answer 10 meter. Okay. Now the fourth question is, a body of mass 5 kg falling from a height 10 meter to 4 meter. So we are considering a body at a height 10 meter above the ground. You can see this is the ground level. From the ground level, the maximum height, the body is initially at a height 10 meter. A body of mass 5 kg, mass is given 5 kg, falling from a height 10 meter to 4 meter. So here 4 meter they are saying it is the ground. Just imagine it is the ground level. From a 10 meter height, the body falls to ground level 4 meter height. Calculate the loss in potential energy and the total energy possessed. So mass is given 5 kg. Gravity, here it is given, take G is equal to 10. So gravity is 10. and height. The first height is given 10 meter and the second height is given 4 meter. So we are supposed to find separately the potential energy when the body is at 10 meter, and again we have to calculate the potential energy when the ball reaches the ground, which is at a 4 meter. So first potential energy mgh, direct calculation you can find 5 into g, 10 into 10 mgh, you will get 500 joule. And second potential energy, that is mgh, mass, same gravity, but you can see a difference in height. It reaches the height 4. So 5 into 10 into 4 will get 200 joule. Okay. Now our first question is, we are asked to find the loss in energy. When it is at a height 10 meter, its potential energy is 500 joule. But when it falls to a 4 meter height, it is 300. It is 200 joule. So loss in energy will be 500 minus 200. You will get 300 joule. Okay, loss in potential energy. Now the next sub question is, find the total energy. Total energy means whenever a ball falls from a particular height to the ground. So we are going to study the derivation of this free fall of a body in chapter 2C. But before that, I am just giving you a small introduction on that. When I am placing or holding the scale in my hand, right now it is not moving, but it is at a particular height from the floor. So it is having a potential energy. Potential energy of the scale will be its mass into height into gravity. Okay, but still it is not moving. So we can say that kinetic energy is 0. So I can write that when the body is at maximum height, potential energy is mgh, kinetic energy is 0, because the body is not moving, it is at rest. Now when I drop it on the halfway, you can say that because the height decreases, potential energy will reduce. So we can say that potential energy is half mgh, half of the potential energy. And on the way it is moving, that time it have a kinetic energy. So you can say that kinetic energy is half mgh. So all together when you add half mgh plus half mgh, half plus half you will get 1. 1 mgh means mgh. So here also when you add mgh plus 0, you will get mgh. Here also when you add half mgh plus half mgh, again you will get mgh. That is a constant. Here total energy is mgh. Here also when you add total energy is mgh. And once it reaches the ground, at that time potential energy becomes 0. Why? Because the height h is 0, because it touches the ground. Height is 0. So potential energy will be 0. So kinetic energy will be mgh. So the transfer of energy take place from potential energy mgh. Potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. So on all instants throughout the free fall of a body, total energy will be its potential energy at the maximum height. Okay. See this portion I will explain you afterwards when we are going through the derivation. We have a derivation in chapter 2C. So now we can say that at any instant, total energy, that means the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy, will be a constant. That is, the total energy will be the energy possessed by a body at its maximum height. That is, total energy is equal to 500 joule. Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. Now we are going to deal with the question number 5 from chapter 2B. Okay. So question number 5 is, calculate the height. Height is equal to question mark. Calculate the height through which a body of mass 0.5 kg, mass of the body is 0.5 kg, is lifted if the energy spent in doing so is 1 joule, and take g is equal to 10 meter per second square. So we are asked to lift a body of mass 0.5 kg so that the potential energy done as 1 joule. Our question is to calculate the height. So we have the formula, potential energy is mass into gravity into height. Just substitute, potential energy is already given. It is 1 joule. 1 is equal to 0.5 into 10 into H. From this we can calculate H. H is equal to 1 by 5. That is H is equal to 0.2 meter. Okay. Then question number 6. A boy weighs 25 kgf. So here again, as I already explained in chapter question 4, kgf, kg and kgf are the SI units of mass. But in the question, they may write that is a boy weighing. So don't misunderstand it with weight. kgf is the SI unit of mass. So mass is 25 kgf. Climbs up from the first floor at a height 3 meter. So right now he is at the first floor and the height of the first floor is 3 meter. From here he started his journey and reached the third floor at a height 9 meter. What will be the increase in its gravitational potential energy? You are asked to find increase in gravitational potential energy and G is given 10. So first we have to find the potential energy when he is in the first floor. That is height, when he is at a height 3 meter. So we can calculate mgh, potential energy at the first height is mgh, mass into gravity into height. 25 into 10, G is 10 into 3, you will get 750 joule. The same way we have to calculate for the second height when the boy reaches the third floor. That means when he reaches the height 9 meter. Here we can see potential energy is equal to mgh, 25, the same boy or a same person. So mass will not change. 25 into 10 into 9, 9 is the height. We will get the answer 2250 joule. So the question is increase in its potential energy. So we can find the increase means final energy minus initial, that is 2250 minus 750. That will be the increase, or you can say that change in potential energy or increase in potential energy. So we got the answer 1500 joule. Question number 7. Here you can see question number 7. A vessel containing 50 kilogram of water is placed at a height 15 meter above the ground, assuming the gravitational potential energy at the ground to be 0. What will be the gravitational potential energy of the water in the vessel? Take G is equal to 10. So here we are saying a vessel containing 50 kg. So mass of the vessel is given 50 kg and it is at a height 15 meter. Gravity is given 10. So you are asked to find potential energy. Simple calculation. Just multiply mass into gravity into height. Mass is given 50. Height is 15 and gravity is 10. Just multiply it, you will get the answer 7500 joules. And our question number 8. A man of mass 50 kilogram climbs up a ladder of height 10 meter. So the mass of the man is given 50 kilogram and he climbs the stairs and reaches the height 10 meter. Calculate the work done by the man and calculate the increase in its potential energy. So here there is a second step of problems. So till question number 7, we are asked to find merely the potential energy. Simply substituting in the formula mgh. But from question number 8, we are going to the second set. That is, here we are going to interrelate. As we already, I think you all go through the expression for kinetic energy. Likewise, I told when we study the derivation, we will get the link between different formulas. So that we are going to apply here. Here we can see mass, height and gravity is given. You are asked to find the work done. As we studied in chapter 2a, the formula for work done is force into displacement. But here you can see force is not given, displacement, okay, height is given, but force is not given. Only mass is given. So we should know how to relate this mass with the force. See, when I am standing, my weight is acting as a force in the downward direction. So we can say that weight and force are same. So we can say force, that implies it's the weight. And formula for weight, for calculating the weight, the formula is W is equal to mg. Mass into gravity is its weight. So here you can see this is scale. It has a space to occupy in this universe. Okay, mass is something or anything which can occupy space. So here you can see force is the weight and weight is mass into gravity. Now it's clear how to find the weight. So W is equal to mg. Mass and gravity is given. So mass is 50, gravity is 9.8. So we got weight as 490 Newton. Weight and force both are same. So we got force as 490 Newton. Now it is easy to calculate the work done. Work done is force into displacement. That is 490 into 10. Displacement means height. How much it displaced from its original position. It climbs up the stair to a height 10 meter. So that it is displaced or the height. So we can say force into displacement 490 into 10, 4900 joule. Now potential energy. You are asked to find the potential energy. We can apply in our normal formula mgh. Mass into gravity into height, that is 4900 joule. Hope all of you understood. Okay, thank you all. Hi everyone, we are continuing with the problems of chapter 2b, question number 9. Here you can see the diagram. In the diagram, it is a triangle and a weight of 100 Newton is going to push through a height, a slanting height 5 meter, and from its original position it displaced a height 3 meter. So here the question is, a block weight 100 Newton is pulled up a slope of length 5 meter by means of a constant force. First sub question, what is the work done by the force F in moving the block A 5 meter along the slope? So first you are asked to find the work done when this block is moved along the slope. So work done is force into displacement. We will get 500 joule. Second sub question, what is the increase in potential energy? Increase in potential energy. Initially block is on the ground floor and it occurs a height 3 meter. You can see here is the 3 meter. So from here, this is only the slanting height, but from this ground level it reaches the height this position. So the distance travelled is 3. So in that case, work done is force into displacement. We will get 100 into 3, 300 joule. Third sub question is, find the difference in work done by the force applied and the increase in potential energy. So we will get 500 minus 300 joule, that is 200 joule. Next question, question number 10. Find the kinetic energy of a body of mass 1 kg. So mass is given here 1 kg. Moving with a uniform velocity 10 meter per second. So it's a direct question. Mass and velocity is given. You are asked to find the kinetic energy. Formula for kinetic energy, half mv square. Half into 1 into 10 square. You will get the answer 50 joule. Fine. Next, question number 11. If the speed of a car is halved, how does its kinetic energy change? So the question is very simple. The speed of the car is halved. How does the kinetic energy changes? So the initial kinetic energy, normally the car is moving with a particular energy, kinetic energy, that we will take it as half mv square, our general formula. Now we are saying the velocity or speed of the body is halved. That means here v, this is the velocity of the car. The v becomes half of v by 2. V becomes v by 2. Then what will happen to its final kinetic energy? So final kinetic energy is equal to half m instead of this v. This is the initial velocity, but in the question it is mentioned velocity is half. So instead of v, we can write v by 2 all square. Instead of v square, v by 2 all square. Now changing the bracket, we will get half m v square by 4. 2 square 4. Now we can take this divided by 4 as 1 by 4. So kinetic energy final equals 1 by 4. Taking it outside the bracket, we will get half mv square. And we already know half mv square is kinetic energy initial. So instead of half mv square, what we can write? We can write kinetic energy initial. That is kinetic energy final means half of kinetic energy initial. That means the final kinetic energy, if it will be reduced to 1/4. How much was its initial kinetic energy? Its 1/4 will be only its final energy. That means final energy will be reduced. Next, question number 12. Calculate the decrease in kinetic energy of a moving body if its velocity is reduced to half. In question number 11, we already studied if the velocity is half, kinetic energy will become 1/4. 1/4 of its initial energy. So actually this kind of questions will come as a 1 mark question. You don't want to substitute, but you should study it by heart. That is, when the velocity is halved, kinetic energy will become 1/4. So here the question number 12 is calculate the decrease in kinetic energy. How much energy is decreased from its original position? So when velocity is half, the new kinetic energy will be 1/4 of the initial kinetic energy. This statement we already proved with question number 11. So here they are asking how much decreased. So decrease in kinetic energy means 1 minus 1/4. So you could have asked why I took here 1. Initial kinetic energy, simply Ke, we will say it as 1 Ke, 1 into Ke. In question number 11, we got 1 Ke is 1/4 of initial. So from initial kinetic energy 1, we are subtracting 1/4. Then we will get 3/4. 1 minus 1/4. Initially, if the kinetic energy initially, if it was 1, generally we used to take initial as 1. So initially the kinetic energy was 1. Once the velocity is reduced to half, its final velocity becomes 1/4. So initial kinetic energy was 1 and final kinetic energy was 1/4. So it's decrease. Actually we used to say final energy, initial energy is 100, final energy is 500. How we used to find the decrease? 500 minus 100. The same way, initial it was 1 and it reduced by 1/4. So decrease will be 1 minus 1/4 equals 3/4. Next, question number 13. Two bodies of equal mass are moving with the uniform velocities v and 2v. Find the ratio of their kinetic energies. Whenever they are asking ratio, you have to do like this. So two bodies moving with the two bodies of equal mass. So we can write half mv square is equal to half mv square. Equal mass. So there will be no change in m. Equal mass moving with a velocity v and 2v. So what is here difference? V and 2v. Now we are asked to calculate the ratio. So we can cancel the general terms. Half and half will get cancelled. M and M, both LHS and RHS are equal. Then we are free to cancel. So what remaining? V square by 2v square. Changing the bracket. 2 square is 4. So we can write 4v square. Again v square and v square cancel. So here what remaining is 1. And there it is 4. So the ratio is 1:4. Next, question number 14. A car is running with a speed 15 km per hour while another similar car means mass will be constant. Similar car is moving with a speed 45 km per hour. Find the ratio of the kinetic energy. Again, as same as question number 13. Find the ratio of kinetic energies. Half mv square equals half mv square. We can cancel half m, half m. Here the first velocity is given 15, second velocity is given 45. So 15 square is to 15 square. You can just multiply 15 into 15, 45 into 45, that is 45 square, and you can cancel. Or in an easy way, you can say 15 and 45 will get cancelled. How many 15s are there in 45? 15 into 3. So we can write here 1 and here cancel and you can write 3. Again 15 and 15. So here 1, here 3. So 1 into 1, 1, 3 into 3, you will get 9. So the final ratio of their kinetic energy is 1:9. Next, question number 15. A ball of mass 0.5 kg slows down from a speed of 5 meter per second to 3 meter per second. So already a ball is rolling on the ground. The mass of the ball is 0.5 kg. It is moving with a speed as 5 meter per second, and finally it comes to rest, reduces its velocity to 3 meter per second. Calculate the change in kinetic energy. You are just asked whether it is increase or decrease, no problem. Here just the question is change in kinetic energy. So first we can calculate the kinetic energy, whether it be final or initial. We are not saying it is in the starting point or ending point. So we can take the first kinetic energy, half mv square, half into mass into first velocity, 5 square. Then second kinetic energy initial equals half into mv square, half into 0.5 into 3 square. So we got the first energy is 6.25, second kinetic energy is 2.25. So change in energy, change means we just subtract 6.25 minus 2.25, you will get 4 joule. So that is the change in kinetic energy. Next, question number 16. A cannonball of mass 500 gram. So mass of a given ball is 500 gram. Gram is not the SI unit. So we should convert it to kilogram, that is 0.5 kilogram. Is fired with a speed of 15 meter per second. So velocity of the ball is 15 meter per second. Find its kinetic energy and momentum. So here it's a momentum is a new term. We already studied about this momentum. P is equal to mv in class 9. When we studied the laws of Newton's laws of motion. In that second law of motion we studied momentum. P is equal to mv. So here we are going to use that same formula again. So first we can find the kinetic energy, half mv square, half into 0.5 into 15 square. You will get 56.25 joule. And momentum is denoted by the alphabet P. P is equal to mv, mass into velocity. So here the mass is 0.5, the same mass. And the velocity is 15, just multiply 0.5 into 15, you will get the answer 7.5 kilogram meter per second. SI unit of mass is kilogram, SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. Today we are going to continue with the chapter 2b numericals. Question number 17. A body of mass 10 kg. So mass of the body is given 10 kg. Moving with a velocity 20 meter per second. You are asked to find if the mass of the body is doubled and its velocity is halved. Find its initial kinetic energy and final kinetic energy. So first we can find initial kinetic energy. Kinetic energy initial equals half into m v square. By calculating you will get 2000 joule. Now you are asked to find final kinetic energy, but here one condition is given. If the mass of the body is doubled, here the mass is 10, here I substitute mass is doubled. Instead of 10 kg it becomes 20 kg and the velocity becomes half, 20 becomes 10. So we are asked to find the final kinetic energy. You will get half mv square, that is 1000 joule. Next, question number 2. Question number 18. Second question. Question number 18. A truck weighs 1000 kgf. Mass of the truck is given 1000 kgf. Changes its speed from 36 km per hour to 72 km per hour in 2 minutes. So, initial velocity of the truck is given 36 km per hour. We have to convert it into meter per second. That is into 5 by 80. We will get 10 meter per second. Final velocity is given 72 km per hour. This one also converting it SI unit, 72 into 5 by 80. You will get 20 meter per second. In 2 minutes, converting minute to second, we will get 120 second. Question is, calculate work done by the engine and its power. We have to calculate the work done. We have the formula for work done is force into displacement. Actually, we don't have the force, we don't have the displacement. But according to work energy theorem, that we will derive it afterwards, we have the work energy theorem derivation. In that we will study about change in work done by the force to move a body. If a particular force is used to move a body, to push a body, it will be equal to its change in kinetic energy. For example, when you are cycling, already you are moving with a particular velocity. If one of your friend pushes from behind, that means a boy or your friend is giving a force, then what will happen to the speed of your cycle? It will increase. That means its kinetic energy increases. So, why this increase in kinetic energy take place? Because your friend pushed from behind. So, a force is applied which increases the kinetic energy. So, that is work energy theorem. So, according to work energy theorem, work done by the force, the friend is pushing you, so a force is applied. That force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Work done by a force. So, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So, we have to find work done is equal to half mv square. Kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. So, kinetic energy half mv square, final velocity, minus half mu square. If you want, you can take half into 1000 outside the bracket and calculate, you will get 1,50,000 joule. Now we are asked to find the power. Directly formula, power is work by time. So you will get 1,50,000 by time, 120 seconds, you will get 1,250 watt. Next, question number 19. A body of mass 60 kg, mass of the body is given 60 kg, has the momentum. So here we are going to start with the next set. Momentum. Momentum is given 3000 kilogram meter per second. So we have the formula. Momentum is mass into velocity. So from here we can calculate velocity. Momentum by mass, we will get 50 meter per second. So that is the first question. You are asked to calculate the speed of the body. Speed of the body or velocity of the body. We will get the answer 50 meter per second. Second question is calculate the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Half into 60 into 50 square. You will get 75,000 joule. In your textbook, it is written 7.5 into 10 raised to 4. Either you can write as a power of 10 or directly you can write 75,000 joule. Question number 20. How much work is needed to be done on a ball of mass 50 gram? Mass of the ball is 50 gram. That is converting to SI unit 0.05 kilogram. To give a momentum 5 kilogram per kilogram meter per second. Momentum of the body is given 5 kilogram meter per second. You are asked to calculate how much work is done. Work done. So how will you calculate work? Always keep in mind work and energy are same. If the mass and velocity, we can calculate velocity using P is equal to mv. That is velocity is equal to momentum by mass, we will get the velocity. In any case, if you are asked to find kinetic energy or potential energy, or if you are asked to find work done, this work done is equal to kinetic energy or work done is equal to potential energy, because work and energy are same. So to confuse you, they may ask to find the work done. But here we don't have any formula to find work done, because work done is force into displacement. We don't have the force, we don't have the displacement. But we know that work done and energy are same. Energy is the ability to do work. So we don't want to go for any other equations. We have mass and velocity. So obviously you should know the equation to be taken as of kinetic energy half mv square. Just substitute, we will get kinetic energy, and you should know that this kinetic energy is same as work done by the body. Okay. Next question number 21. How much energy is gained by a box of mass 20 kilogram? Mass is given 20 kg. When a man carrying the box waits for 5 minutes for the bus. So a person is standing in the bus stop carrying a box of 20 kg for 5 minutes. You are asked to find how much energy is spent. So we can write that energy spent is 0. Can you say why? Because there is no displacement. When a force applied, if there is no displacement, work done, whether the box is of 100 kg or 1000 kg, if he is standing for the 24 hours also, according to physics, no work is done because there is no displacement. So we can say that work done or energy spent is 0. Second sub question, if the person runs carrying the box with a speed 3 meters per second. So here the velocity, the person start running with the velocity 3 meters per second. You are asked to calculate the energy. Here when a body moves, which kind of energy? Kinetic energy. So just substitute kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. We got 90 joule. Third question, now he approaches the bus. He want to raise the box by 0.5 meter in order to place it inside the bus. So above the bus, he is trying to keep his luggage above the bus. So the box is taken to a particular height. So here we are asked to calculate energy. In this case, will it be kinetic energy or potential energy? The box is raised to a height 0.5 meter. So here energy is our potential energy, mgh. Mass into gravity is given here 10 into height. The box is taken to a height 0.5 meter. So we will get mgh. You will get 100 joule. Next question number 22. A bullet of mass 50 gram. Here the bullet means not our Royal Enfield. Here the bullet means the bullet fired from a gun. So that bullet mass is 50 gram. Converting to SI unit 0.05 kilogram. Is moving with a velocity 500 meter per second. Initial velocity is given 500 meter per second. It penetrates 10 centimeter into a steel target. So when the bullet is fired, it will penetrate through the target. So the bullet moves a distance 10 centimeter, converting to SI unit 0.1 meter. And comes to rest. That means final velocity 0. Calculate the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy half mv square. Initially the body is moving with 500 meter per second. So we cannot take v is equal to 0 because when the body moves, then only we can say that it possesses kinetic energy. So half into m into v square initial. So we will get 6250 joule. Second question is, calculate the average retarding force. You are asked to calculate retarding force. To calculate retarding force, first we have to calculate the retardation. Okay, so here we have the formula v square is equal to u square plus 2as. You will get a is equal to, from this, v square minus u square by 2s. So by calculating you will get a negative, that is negative 500. So the answer will be negative. Acceleration is negative. So what will be retardation? Acceleration is negative. That means retardation is negative of negative is retardation. So you are asked to find retarding force. So F is equal to ma. Force is mass into acceleration. So mass in retarding force we got it as acceleration is negative. So retarding force is negative of negative positive. So we just substitute and we will get the answer 62,500 Newton. Next, last question from chapter 2b. Last question 23. A spring is kept compressed by a small trolley. You can see the diagram in your textbook. A trolley is kept with the help of a spring and it is kept compressed. Small trolley of mass 5 kg, 0.5 kg. So mass of the trolley is given 0.5 kg. Lying on a smooth horizontal surface as shown in figure. when the trolley is released, it is found to move at a speed. So when we are pressing a spring, it will be at rest. At that condition, a compressed spring possesses kinetic energy. When we remove our hand, when a compressed spring possesses potential energy, when we take our hand, that potential energy is being converting to kinetic energy. So it moves with a velocity or speed 2 meters per second. Calculate the potential energy. So you are asked to calculate potential energy, but we have mass and velocity. We don't have the formula relating potential energy with the mass and velocity. But we know kinetic energy is half mv square. Calculating, we will get 1 joule. Here half mv square, you will get 1 joule. But we have to keep in mind that due to the potential energy only, the car moves. So we can say that kinetic energy is equal to its potential energy, or kinetic energy of the trolley is because of its potential energy. So the potential energy is 1 joule. So the problems of chapter 2b is over. Thank you.